welcome back to Kim Vlogs. Today's date is December 12th, 2024. So much for buying new games for my new PS5. It doesn't look like I'll be able to go out anytime soon. I think tomorrow will be a good time for me to actually go out and do that. And also sell my old PS4 so I can get some cash back on it. In case you were wondering about yesterday, for the 7 or 8 so games that I sold yesterday, I got about $120 of trading credit, and I bought my PS5 over there for about $301 exact. That's not including what I'm going to get for my PS4 and that one controller that I have. I think I'm probably the controller. When I sold it yesterday, I got $25 of store credit. So, talking cash, I think I got about $20 for the other controller, and for the PS4 console itself, I think I got maybe $75 because they're not really worth much anymore on the secondhand market. I think tomorrow is a good time though, where I'm just gonna go out and sell those two. So I think I'm gonna get started on breakfast. I'll see you guys later. So now that I got my PlayStation 5, I think now might be a good segue to go deeper into like the type of games I'm working with right here, all up in my bedroom. So I think first off, I'm gonna start with the PlayStation 4 because I don't have any PlayStation 5 games yet. I think I'm gonna go tomorrow and buy some, like I said earlier. So I think first off, I think this game right here, minus Spider-Man, is the very first game that I bought for my PlayStation 4, and it was a really fun game, but honestly, the novelty of it kind of worn off of it being an interactive movie. I don't know. I mean, it might just be me, but I kind of got bored of it, like 1 to 2 playthroughs, and it's just it's like I said, it's more of like an interactive movie more than it is a game. So in terms of actual gameplay, there really isn't a whole much to talk about. But still, for the experience, I think it is a recommendation for me at least. Now Doom, I think also a really good shooter. Elden Ring. Let me tell you, I do not play this game like at all, cause I am a huge wimp when it comes to games. I would say that it's because I'm usually too busy to like iron off all my gaming skills, but honestly I think that just comes off as an excuse, so I'm just gonna leave it as I am a wimp at video games. Honestly, same thing goes for God of War, except I kind of just lost interest in it like halfway through, kind of like Elden Ring. Spider-Man. Now, this is actually the game that came with my PlayStation 4 bundle. I'd show you the box for proof, but I threw it away years ago. Not years ago, it was a couple months back, but anyways, great game. Haven't finished that. I do want to finish it one day before I go and buy Spider-Man 2. This game, I love Mega Man X. Like one of the best game series I've ever played. I don't know, when it comes to the platformers like Mega Man X, something just really clicks. I don't know if it's just like the character design, because I did make a lot of Mega Man X art back when I used to draw all the time, but I think that is one of my top games of PlayStation 4. And honestly, if you just want to get an idea of what the Mega Man genre is all about, well, the platforming like games, I think this is a really great entry point. But I still think that for a more vanilla experience, you just go with just regular Mega Man. That's just my thoughts, like the regular Mega Man Legacy Collection. Alright, going on to NieR Replicant. I like what I played with it so far. I haven't really played much of it. I bought this game most because I bought NieR Automata here, but I'll talk about that here in a bit. Uncharted 4, have not played this game at all. Wolfenstein, kind of got bored of it. I tried selling it, but they wouldn't take it because, as you can see right here, there's kind of a small scratch there, and that's why they wouldn't take it. Like when I tried to sell my Wii U to like get store credit for the PlayStation 5, they didn't take it because of that scratch. But honestly, probably wouldn't have gotten much value out of it anyway, as things work like pennies on the secondhand market. Alright, now moving on to the Wii games. Oh, plus plus that Wii U game. So first off, we got this game right here. Don't know if many of you have heard of this, but it's called 90 Great Games. A little confession. I've had this game since I was a child, and I don't remember playing it once. I think my parents got it for me because they thought, oh, that game looks fun, why not? It's got 90, it's a good value. But from what I heard, this game sucks. Like, I think looking up on Metacritic, it has like a 10 or an 11 if I'm being generous. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna play this anytime soon. Let's see. Hot Wheels. This is a great game. Like a great racing game. Played it all the time. Have so many good memories of it. This one here too, Indiana Jones. Great Lego game. If you're a fan of like Lego Star Wars, I think this is a high recommend. I'm not even a fan of Indiana Jones, I just love this game. Kirby's Epic Yarn. Fantastic 2D platformer. Bit on the easy side, but it's a Kirby game. So honestly, don't really expect too much if you want like a difficult challenge. Mario Kart Wii. I prefer 8 Deluxe, but it's still a really good, solid game. I didn't have this growing up. I just bought it because I thought it looked fun. And also, I wanted an excuse to use these two classic controllers right here. So I got Mario Kart Wii, and then, I got this game right here, Mario Super Sluggers. This is pretty much the only Mario sports game that I have, and, well, I guess kinda technically this counts too, but I played this game so much growing up on the Wii. Fantastic little buy if you're interested in filling out your Mario Sports collection. Monster Racer 4x4. I don't think many people have heard of this game before, but I love this game to death. I think this falls borderline on shovelware, but I still love what I played of it. Need for Speed Pro Street, honestly. The only reason why I even remember this game so fondly is because I remember just going veering straight off the road and like crashing all over the valleys. And if you're actually like trying to play the game properly, it's pretty dry. But if you're like just veering off the road like I did, I think you'll find some fun in the crashes. But I think it's gonna wear off pretty quickly. New Super Mario Bros. Wii, not much to say about it. It's a fine 2D platformer. Love this game, but there's nothing really special about it, especially when it comes to games like Super Mario Wonder, which again I'll talk about here in a bit. Pokepart 2. This is a weird game. I remember playing this so much, and I just never really understood what I was supposed to do. I mean, that said, I love Pokemon, so I will say that if you're a big fan of Pokemon, I think this is a pretty good game that you might want to consider buying. Raiding Rabbids, kind of like a party game. It's alright. I remember back in the day, like Christmas, like all those years ago, I wanted this game so much. I finally bought it, and I just straight up didn't play it that much. I had this game for the Xbox 360, and I've rented it a few times from my local Family Video. And I like this game, but it's nothing more than a pretty decent minigame collection. Galaxy Games, recently completed Galaxy 1. I remember like back months ago, before I even played these, I hated these games for just no reason. And went back and played Galaxy 1. I had a fantastic time. It was really it's now one of my favorite 3D Marios. And honestly, I want to finish Galaxy 2 one day. Haven't done that so far. As for Super Paper Mario, I didn't beat this game. I just couldn't get into it. And got this, Zelda Breath of the Wild for Wii U. Now you might be wondering why I didn't just go out and get the Switch version of this game. Well, the truth is, I don't know either. I just kind of want an excuse to buy, use the Wii U's disk drive, because the way I'm using it right now, it's just kind of like, it's kind of just like, as a collection. I don't really have a use for it right now, so I just wanted an excuse to start using it again. But yeah, if you do want to buy this game, just get the Switch version unless you want to get this for collection purposes. No reason to have this version of the game unless A, you're trying to have it for a collection like I said, or B, you just want to have a reason to use the Wii U. So now that we're past all the Wii and Wii U games, now it's on to on the Switch games. First off, we have here. I talked about this game yesterday a little bit. I played like maybe 10 minutes of it. Liked what I played. Haven't really played enough of it to like form any concrete thoughts or opinions on it, but I did like what I played in the art style. Really good for the first Mario and Luigi game in years. I think the last game was in 2017. Last new one anyway. But they did a really good job, Nintendo and Acquire, like I said. Up next here is Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. This is a pretty decent minigame collection, but honestly, I think the Mario and Sonic games really lost their charm ever since the Winter Games on like DS and Wii. So it's fine for what it is. Not as bad as like the Rio Olympic Games for what I've heard, but I don't have that game. See, Mario Kart Deluxe, by far my favorite. I don't understand why. Like honestly, real talk here. I don't get how people would say 64 and Wii are much better. I think, if anything, they're sort of nostalgic for these games. I think, like, just objectively speaking, you have the biggest number of courses, you have the biggest roster, you have the best graphics. Honestly, I kind of don't understand how this is just a personal opinion, of course, but I kind of don't understand how people would take those games over Mario Kart Deluxe. Solid games, no doubt, but honestly, my personal preference, I prefer Deluxe. Mario Party Superstars, I bought this game with the expectation that I'll use it with my friends and family all the time. I never play this game, basically, and this game doesn't really see much action at all. But from what I've played, it is really good, so. But honestly, you might as well just get the newest Mario Party and avoid Super Mario Party altogether. Because I heard that one is not as good as this one, or, oh yeah, it's called Jamboree. Mario Party Jamboree, so you might as well get that and not this, or especially Super Mario Party. Up next, you got Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection. Come to find out that I don't really like these games as much as the Mega Man X games right here, but it's still pretty decent. Honestly, I just rather play Mega Man X though, so. Up next, you have perhaps my favorite game of all time, Nier Automata. And no, it's not for the reason you think. Personally, I think a really good game is defined by having an excellent story and excellent chemistry between well-written characters. I think Nier Automata has that. Now, you don't really need a really good story to have a good game. Like, I love the Mario games, and honestly, the story of each Mario game, for the most part, just boils down to Peach gets kidnapped by Bowser, that's it. But on the same token, like, there's something about this game that really clicks with me. I don't really know if it's like the character design or like the story, but I love this game to death. Definitely a must buy, just for anyone who wants a good story, who likes a good hack and slash, who likes the character design. In all seriousness, no, this is my favorite game of all time. And you might be wondering why I didn't buy the PS4 version of this game, and I settled for the technically inferior Switch port. Well, I just like having the option to play it on the go, and honestly, it doesn't even look that bad in comparison to like the other platforms for what I've seen. Just a few little textural differences, but at the end of the day, the core gameplay is still intact. So honestly, it's nothing too, it's not really gonna take things down too much for me in that regard. On a completely unrelated note, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. I just don't really get the choices that Nintendo made for this game. It just looks ugly. And honestly, that kind of ruins my experience for trying to, like, actually get through this game, because I've always wanted to try Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, like, Gen 4 Pokemon, just to see what it's like. A lot of people say it's one of their favorite generations that they've ever played, but honestly, I just can't get through it. I don't know what it is. And I know for a fact I'm probably overselling how bad the graphics really are, but just my personal opinion, I can't get through this game. And honestly, I might look into selling this game just so I can just get started on my PS5 library soon. But Oh well, it is what it is. They must be Nintendo must be doing something right because like this is one of the highest selling games or Pokemon wise on Switch. So I guess um I guess this stuff sells. Who knows? I could be wrong. But anyways, time to move on to this game, Pokemon Legends Arceus. I gotta be honest. This right here is a much more fulfilling experience than whatever this is right here. I really like that they shifted more towards like having a more exploratory 3D environment setting. I know it's not a mainline Pokemon game in like the traditional sense. It like they deviated a lot from like the general formula, but honestly, I really like what they did here. And this is probably the most I've played out of all my Pokemon games. Is it a perfect experience by any means? No, but honestly, it's the most fun out of all of these in my opinion because of how different the series got taken in this game alone. And I think that really reflects in Pokemon Violet when they switched to like completely open world, which I think is a pretty it's a bold move, but I do like that approach. And honestly, I think I find this game much better than Pokemon Sword. But that's just my opinion. Who knows? Anyways, Pokemon Tournament DX. It's just a Pokemon Team Violet fighting game. It's alright. I mean, I didn't really play a whole bunch of this because honestly, I'm not too big into fighting games, but well, besides this, but talk about that later. I'm not really huge into fighting games in general, but this is a really interesting game. Honestly, I just stick to like the free demo because game is honestly just kind of it's just kind of alright. Honestly, in my opinion, I didn't really play a whole bunch of this game because I'm not huge into fighting games, but I mean, as it stands, it's a decent game. Like if you're into fighting games, like a whole bunch of other people are, I think you'll find a pretty good kick out of this. Personally, I think it really just benefit me if I just stuck to the demo. I think there's a demo on the eShop of this game and just left it at that. Might look into selling this game if no one in my family wants to actually keep it, which I don't think they do. But now, finishing up with these last four games. First off, Ring Fit Adventure. I stuck a pretty decent amount of time in this game ever since Black Friday of 2022 when I first got it. This is when I became more conscious about my health, like eating better and going outside and running around the neighborhood for a bit. For what I had back then, I think this is a pretty decent option, but now that I understand more about weight training and calisthenics and all those other different forms of exercise, I think this game it has no real purpose to me anymore. I still have all the equipment just in case I want to sell this game or just get back into it, but as it stands, I don't really need it. I just go to my university's gym and work out and playing fitness too. That has been a pretty good option for me. So yeah, I just kind of have this game now, and I don't really have a real use for it anymore. I think oh no, yes I don't have the cartridge. It's in the case over there. But anyways, last three, Super Mario 3 All Stars. I've seen a lot of people online complain about the way the end product came out, and while I do agree on a lot of things, I don't really see how it makes this product any like it makes it terrible or anything. It allows me to play Super Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy on a modern console, which, I mean, if I want to go out and take this thing on the road, I mean, at least I have the option to play these three games. I think I'd rather play Galaxy, especially on like my Wii U back in in my basement. But for what it is, I mean, it's fine. They could have went in and redone everything like they did in the original Mario All Stars, but as it stands, it's fine. It's completely inoffensive. For 60 bucks, I agree that is a bit much. Selling this package for 60 bucks is my biggest complaint with this game. And honestly, they really should not have sold it for this much, especially with how little they've actually enhanced the game, which I don't think it's something that completely ruins my experience with playing 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy. I think it's just fine for what it is. Certainly not $60 worth of value, but it is what it is. Alright. Next one, Chopping Blocks, Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I heard a lot of good things about this game, and okay, I'll be honest with you, I didn't really like this game all that much. It's for what it's worth, like with the arts, with like the art style, level design, and everything. I think it's pretty good. Maybe it's just because I haven't played enough of it, but I just really couldn't understand like all the hype about this game. I dare say that the like New Super Mario Bros. And New Super Mario Bros. Wii is better product than this. I think I'm I think I almost guarantee it's mostly because I'm just blinded by nostalgia, and I could very well be. In fact, I'm acknowledging that this 100% is the reason why, but uh, something about this game just doesn't click with me in the same way Mario Bros. Wii and Mario Bros. DS do. So it's fine for what it is. It's a new 2D Mario game, which I certainly won't complain about. And at the same time, I just really couldn't understand all the hype about it. I'll just leave it at that. And last but not least, we have Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Surprisingly, this is the first Smash game I've ever played, and as an introduction to the series, I think it's pretty good. This is probably the game that I've spent the most amount of hours on, not just by myself, but with friends and family. Because honestly, I think this is one of those games where like anyone can just pick up and play. It's one of those games that are easy to learn and are hard to master. And I think that about rounds up all the games I have in my collection. This isn't really including like all the Xbox One and Xbox 360 games I have, but honestly, most of them are just like shooters like Call of Duty and uh, Rainbow Six. That's about it in terms of like Xbox One and Xbox 360 games. So right now, I think I'm all finished with these games. So I think I'm gonna go make myself something to eat. So I'll see you there. It's my dinner. Pretty good for what it is. I really am struggling to decide what games I want to get rid of to fund my PS5 collection. Cause you know how PS5 games are. When they're new, they cost like 70 bucks, 60, 70 bucks. When they're on the second hand market, they're cheaper, yes, but they still go for like 35, 40 because I mean they are new to be fair, but regardless, I think I'm gonna have to get rid of some of these games, PS4 and Switch, just to like fund some of the games I wanted to get yesterday when I talked about them, like college football, Ratchet and Clank, and Spider-Man 2. Those are the big ones. I also want to get like I want to get the new Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. I've heard some good things about that if it came out. I don't know. I haven't been following it that much. I've also heard, Metal Gear Solid 5 and the Metal Gear collection is also pretty good. I know Metal Gear Solid 5 is a PS4 game, but it should work on PS5. But anyways, I think the biggest games I'm looking at to get rid of, I think, are Doom, and I'm trying to get rid of Wolfenstein one more time. Maybe it'll be accepted at another store. Who knows? I also want to get rid of Detroit Become Human. Maybe. That's the first game I have. That's the first game I ever bought for my PS4, and honestly, I don't really know if I want to get rid of it. But I did say that I got pretty tired of it pretty quickly, so I think that is something I'm going to have to factor in. As for Switch, I think the biggest one is Pokken Tournament, definitely. I don't play it. Nobody in my family plays it. And maybe Mario and Sonic is also a pretty decent one that I'm looking at. I think that pretty much goes in terms of Switch games. I don't know if anyone wants to take Ring Fit Adventure. No one uses it, but I don't know if anyone wants to take it. And I think I'm probably just going to leave Wii games out of this because they hold a lot of sentimental value, in my opinion. It's a really stupid reason, but I think I'm just going to keep them. Same reason why. Oh, no, that's a different reason. I'm also probably just going to keep my Wii U altogether because it's probably gonna. It might become a collector's value in a few years' time. Even if it doesn't, oh well. I can just plug it in and just play it whenever I want. And I think that pretty much goes in terms of like the games I want to sell. All right, with that being said, I think now is a good time to stop this video because it's been going on for long enough. And I think you're sick of me yapping about all my games, so with that being said, I appreciate each and every last one of you. You're watching Kim Vlogs, and as always, thank you for tuning in.